Welcome to the Fibro Me Fabulous podcast, where we discuss all things fibromyalgia. Done by not a complete idiot, but some parts are missing or just not working properly. Hello, good morning. This is Fibro Me Positive, also known as March. And I say good morning because right now it's Monday morning, 11:30 a.m. It's a rough day today. I'm not gonna lie. And I sit here recording this podcast telling you about how much I healed about my pain. But that doesn't mean that every day is perfect or that I never have a fibromyalgia flare-up or anything like that. And maybe you can hear it. I don't know if the microphone is picking that up, but I have a sinus infection at the moment, and it's bad. I don't feel good today, and I have a flare up in my knees. It just sucks. Today just sucks. This morning sucks. And I remember those days where I had a lot of pain and how much energy it will cost to get out of bed, even just to get out of bed and go to the toilet because I needed to pee, and I'm in bed and I'm like, I don't want to go. And now I have to work, right? So yeah, the pain is less, but that doesn't mean that some days aren't just hard. I am on this journey just as you are on this journey, and I am not gonna pretend that I know everything and that my life is perfect. Also, my arm hurts because I had a COVID shot yesterday. I fall under the 2 risk groups here in the Netherlands. I have diabetes type 2 and I have asthma. And with those things, I am in a risk group and I can get the shot. And I am getting the shot because I work with children. I am more likely to get sick or to catch something, and I don't want it to put me in the hospital, basically. So that's why I get the shots. But the shot is put into your muscle, and fibromyalgia is wreaking havoc. So yeah, pain in my arm. Right? I don't want to go to work. Normally I work on Monday mornings, but something changed in the schedule and I have to work afternoon till evening. And I work half days. That's all I can manage for now. But I never thought I could go back into childcare. I work in childcare. That's what I did. I had to stop because of fibromyalgia. Never thought I could go back. But here I am. Not whole days, not the whole week, just 3 half days, right? But it's something. It's something, and I still enjoy it. And is it the right environment for me? I don't know. But it's something I enjoy, and I can make the most money with it because I have the most experience in childcare. So that's what I'm doing right now. And especially if I have to work in the afternoons, those are hard. Mornings are hard for me, but the afternoons I have less energy, less concentration. And if you have to pay attention to 2-year-olds that climb and do everywhere, and you have to have eyes on your back. It's tough. But still, I enjoy it, and that's the most important part. This podcast is probably gonna be a bit of complaining, but you know what? Especially on those days that you feel like, fuck, I don't want to do this today. Those are the times that especially are important to take care of yourself, right? We talked about the ultimate people pleaser hack. Excuse me while I'll take a sip of my tea. It's a bit hot because I just boiled it, but it's a lemongrass and ginger tea. Just little things you can do for yourself. For example, I just made a tea for myself that I really like. It's so important on those days to take good care of yourself, because on those days it's really easy to eat unhealthy. It's really easy to not cook, because cooking and cutting your vegetables and all that stuff, it costs time and energy, and when you don't have it, you're like, oh, let's get something from the freezer, let's get the fries, let's get the pizza. And especially if you're not doing right physically and mentally, because those things are connected, right? So don't think that if you're mentally going through some rough period, your body will react to it, and vice versa, right? When you're sick, like I am today, I notice my mindset is going right, it's going downwards. So especially on those days, it's important to take care of yourself, even though you don't have the energy. And I don't say go waste all of your energy on a good meal, right? If you can do that, then do it. But today I cannot. And what I did is, for example, in this weekend, I had the time to prepare something for today. That's what I did. But when I don't, I will just go and buy a pre-made meal in the store and microwave it. Is it the most healthiest thing? No, no, it's not. A fresh home-cooked meal is always better. But sometimes you don't have the energy to do that. And it's better than fries. It's better than a pizza. It's better than all the junk food that you can order, right? So do the best that you can in that moment. And sometimes that's just 20%. Sometimes you just have 20%. And that's where we also are called spoonies, right? This is where the spoon theory comes in. And the spoon theory comes also from chronic fatigue syndrome, right? The chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia usually go along. You are tired more than you should be, basically. And dealing with this pain, and it's not only the pain, because your senses are heightened. So you're sensitive to smells, lights, sounds, all those things that you have to process. And it just takes the energy out of you. And sometimes you don't have the energy to take care of yourself. But it's so important to still do that. Because we like to take care of other people. We abandon ourselves. And it's not good. Because you cannot give from an empty cup, right? I can't give you a sip of my tea because my teacup is full. I cannot give you a sip of my cup when my cup is empty. And still we try to do that, right? Especially in those times, make sure you do those little things that you can manage. If you cannot manage a walk, try yoga in bed. There are YouTube videos, and I know because I have done yoga in bed because that's all I could manage. Try to do those little things, because those little things that you do for yourself will make you feel just a little bit better. If not physically, then it will do it mentally. Because if you have bad self-esteem and you treat yourself badly, that will go into a downward spiral, right? So, when someone you love, your partner, your child, your friend, someone is sick or not feeling well or is going through a rough period, don't take care of yourself because you don't matter. No, you don't say that. You say, please take good care of yourself, and if I can do something for you, please call me. That is what you say. Why don't you say that to yourself? Why don't you do the little things for yourself that you know will make feel you better? Even if it's just to put you in a good mood. For me, music for me is so important. It's the most important thing. I wake up with music, I go to bed with music. Why music is so important to me is that music basically saved my life. And what pops into my mind right now is that I've seen your messages, I've seen your comments on my videos, and I've seen the private messages that you're sending me, and I'm grateful. But one person was saying, in the last episode, you mentioned you have a signed vinyl on your wall by your favorite band, but you never mentioned it. Who is it? So I'm gonna tell you, my favorite band at the moment is Chaosium. Chaosium is a band from Switzerland. They started in 2018. They're amazing, and it's metal. I'm a metalhead, so the most of the music I'm listening to is metal. And the sound that they are creating is a little bit of the new metal, metalcore. They're not really up to one style. It's a as they describe themselves, as a museum of chaos. So they're influencing some different styles, but all recognizable from that area. And since I was a child/teenager in that area, and that music I vibe with it. I was a Korn fan for 25 years before Chaosium became my number one band. But before that, it was Korn. So then you know a little bit of the style. They are not like Korn at all, right? You hear the influences, but that's about it. So yeah, let me take another sip. And why their sound is so important to me, the metal of that time, and then especially Korn, literally saved my life. When I was very young, I was depressive, suicidal, never diagnosed because I didn't tell anyone. I suffered in silence. Very bad idea, by the way, because it could go both ways, right? If you try to handle that shit by yourself. So please talk to somebody. But I tried to deal with it by myself, because I thought basically the world was better off without me, because I caused trouble for everyone. And when I heard the song Falling Away From Me from Korn, made me feel like I wasn't the only one feeling that. And that meant so much for me. And that's, I liked different styles of music at that time. I listened to metal, I listened to trance, I listened to pop. But that band, and especially that song, sucked me in. And I was a fan for life, right? I still am a fan, but it's down to number 2 right now. And music just got me through the hard times in life. With metal, I could throw in my anger and my frustrations. And I also dance Zumba, for example. Zumba Gold, which is a lighter version of Zumba, especially for old people and people that begin to do exercises, right? Gym newbies, basically. That's how I got into movement again. Like more than just yoga that I did at home, right? Some light yoga I did at home. But that's what really got me moving again and in a good mood and excited to go to the gym again and all that stuff. So if you have that connection to music too, put it on. Put your favorite music on and just listen to it or dance to it, or if you have the energy for it, right? Or listen to it when you do your chores, because I know I hate doing the chores in my home. And if I put on my favorite music, it makes it just a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit more fun to do. It's called habit stacking, right? Just combining something fun with other thing that's not so fun, and makes it just a little bit easier to do. So yeah, take good care of yourself and do the things that you like to do, because it's so easy to go back into that negative thinking. It's so easy to go into the bad habits. It's so easy to say fuck it all and fuck this day and all that sort of stuff, right? I could call in sick today, but I won't. Why? Because I know that even though I'm in pain and I feel terrible, the most of the pain is the fibromyalgia pain. For the sinuses, I can take an ibuprofen and I will be good for a few hours, right? I can do my job. With the fibromyalgia pain, I cannot take anything for it because it just won't work for me. And, even morphine. I went to the hospital once for my thyroid, another story. They had to take it out, and only morphine helped with pain at the time because I was still on very, very heavy painkillers. And although it took away the pain from the operation, my fibromyalgia pain was still there. So even morphine won't work on the pain that I have with fibromyalgia. That's a scary part. So if painkillers are not going to take it away, what does? Controlled movement. Because I know if I sit still and do nothing all day, I could lay in bed. Because that's how I feel today. I feel like I could lay in bed. But I'm not gonna, because then the pain is gonna get even worse. And I don't want that. So some days you have to just struggle through. But it's important to recognize which pain you can struggle through and with which pain you have to take your rest. And that takes mindfulness, right? We always think that mindfulness is something hippy-dippy, something woo-woo. It isn't. It's just, mindfulness is just being aware of your pain. Which pain you can push through, which pain you can handle, which pain you have to rest with. And that's getting to know your body, getting to know your symptoms. Just make mental notes, just write it down, whatever you need to do to get to know your symptoms, because your body is screaming at you. Pain is the messenger, it's not the cause. Pain is the messenger. And you have to listen to that messenger. Your pain is screaming at you like, yo, dude, something is wrong here. Listen to me. And you're like, nope, ignore, push the pain away. Nope. And the pain just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You need to start listening. Your body is literally talking to you. You just need to understand the language, right? And sometimes it's difficult to understand a new language. I mean, I'm Dutch, so English is not my first language, it's my second one. And I can talk a little bit of German because I had it in school. And when I was still looking for a job and had nothing to do, I wanted to give my brain something excited to do, right? And I thought, let's pick up French again. Let's pick up French and try to learn it again. Because in the past, I had a teacher for it that called me dumb. I was done with French. No, I started with really good grades. I ended with really bad ones. I just thought, fuck it. And I thought, what, let's pick it up again. So now I am using an app called Duolingo. Maybe you've heard of it. I'm learning French again, and I can speak some sentences now, so that's cool. But try to do things that excite you, Right now I am picking up the habit of reading again. As a child, I like to read a lot, right? And horror stories were my favorite. My favorite horror stories was Goosebumps. And I have to think about the name because it was translated into Dutch. And the series are called the Dutch word for Goosebumps. So what was the English word for it again? But it's like by the writer R.L. Stein, right? And he had another series called Fear Street. And I have some of the books still here. I'm looking at them as they're in my closet. But I also hired a lot of books in the library, right? When I was young. I loved reading. But all of a sudden I stopped with it. And I don't know why, because I still love reading those books. Only maybe not children's books, but there was a person who told me, I have a lot of Stephen King books and I want to throw them away because I don't want them anymore and they're taking up a lot of space in my living room, so I want to get rid of them. And I'm like, can I have them, please? So I've been trying and getting into new habits. It's hard, right? It doesn't all stick all the time. And when I like to read, it's usually in autumn, right? When it's get cold and chilly and you're not going outside as much. So I'm trying to get into that habit again. And I really enjoy it. So look at your child time. What are the things that you like to do when you were a little kid? What are the things that make you happy, that make you giddy, that make you, it makes your inner child light up inside? And just pick it up, because that might just be the thing that helps you propel your mood, your mindset, maybe even your pain into the right setting. Maybe it will make your pain feel a little bit less. Maybe it will make your mindset a little bit better. Every little thing helps. So that's it for today, because I have to prepare my lunch, eat my lunch, and then go to work till 6. Okay, we're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. We will get through this day if you're having a hard day, and I'm rooting for you. So keep going, and I'm so proud of you for making it through the day, getting up, listening to this podcast, because even listening to this podcast can propel you forward into doing something nice for yourself. So I appreciate you taking the time and listening. Please, if you like this podcast, if you think it's valuable, it might be valuable for someone else. So please follow, give a review, a 5-star review, whatever platform you're on, because I'm on Apple, I'm on Spotify, I'm on YouTube. Leave a comment. Also, if you want to ask me something, if you want to comment on something that I'm talking about, if you want me to elaborate a little bit more, if you have questions, if you want me to cover a topic that you're curious about or want to know something more about, how I deal with it, for example, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can do that in the comments, but also I have Instagram, where I, at the moment, share a lot of positive quotes in my stories. I also share music that I like in those stories, because, like I said, music is the most important thing in my life. Please send me a DM if you don't want to be in the comments and be public about it, right? So, reach out and let's make a positive impact together, because that's what I want this podcast to be. Don't want to be a monologue, right? I want to have a conversation with you, and the more people react to this, the more we can make it a shared thing. Share what we all learned, share what we do to just improve our lives with this syndrome, right? And just make our lives a little bit better every day. All right, I love you, I appreciate you, and see you in the next one.